just gonna read these. Some of them might not even be questions. Power slide. Shit, I thought this was gonna be about Team Pup and Suds. And then there's a Brink rollerblading movie. Dude. I'm not even bummed on it, but I've been getting that. How long ago did that shit come out? I've been getting it every week since that movie came out. I've actually never seen it. I should probably watch it, but who has 2 hours to do that? Turdy Bird. What the fuck is this? It's an interview. Did Brink ever write for any mags? Yeah. Transworld Business, Transworld Stance. I was staff writer of Skateboard Mag for 5 or 6 years. Concrete, Color, SBC, Monster Children, ESPN, Playboy, Kingpin. I don't know. A bunch more. Jenkem. Is that a magazine? Same dude, Turdy Bird. This is going to come off incredibly shitty because it's shitty. But I think people just want to know what the fuck happened with the MJ and Carol story. I don't know. Not my story. I mean, I'm kind of interested in candle making, but I don't know the rest of Slap could care. I don't know what to say to Turdy Bird other than that list of magazines. But if you want to know about candle making, hit me up. Shoot me a DM or something. Have you ever made a thick in the warm? What the fuck is that? Is that a sexual reference? Let's just say, I don't even know what that is. Let's just say yes. Have you ever gleamed the pubes? Gleam the pubes. I don't know. Didn't we have a whole manscaping thread that one time? That was my favorite thread about me. The manscaping thread. And people didn't believe that I would have 2 clippers, one for my balls and one for my face. As if it's so lavish to own 2 sets of clippers. They're like $30, right? I still have 2 sets of clippers. I should go to the bathroom and prove it. 2 clippers. And I know the skeptics are going to be like, well, how do you know which one? This one with the crack is for my balls, and this one is for my face. That's how I know. So yeah, I don't know. That's the closest I've ever come to gleaming the pubes, I think. Any tips for 9 Club? I've never actually seen a whole 9 Club. This is probably going to sound weird or arrogant, but I've only watched the few times I've been mentioned on there. People have like texted me and been like, do you see yourself on the 9, what they said on the 9 Club? And I'm like, no, send me the timestamp. So then I like watch it, but I'm just going to throw a blanket tip out there and probably say maybe editing. It seems like they're kind of long. I don't think not even them, but like no skate interview can be that long and stay that interesting no matter who you are. Jones, who does he think the hottest from the trendy Instagram girls, Skate Moss or Marissa Mama Skate? I don't think I have a favorite, but I just did that panel podcast thing with 4 of them: Jennifer, Charlene, Hillary, Shanks, Skate Moss, and Brianna King. And the whole time I was sitting there, I was like, man, all of them are like really pretty. Like one's more pretty than the next. So I don't think I have a hottest. They're all different, but they're all super cool and super pretty, and I actually had a lot of fun doing that with them. Gay. What's the current Team Handsome lineup? Dude, I've seen Gay's stuff before. He's tight. I'm just gonna go with the original lineup. The best lineup is just Dylan, Austin, Alex. Like, it's kind of like, I don't know, the original 101. Like, why change it? Feed me, Seymour. How many Nazis work at NHS? I don't know. I don't work at NHS. Hopefully none. Also, Mary fuck kill. Erica, Yeri, Letitia, and Nora V. Who's Mary? Dude, I can't answer that, man. That's a trap. You guys know it. I don't want to marry anybody. Nor do I want to kill anybody. So yeah, give me shit for not answering. Also, probably none of them want to fuck me anyways. Who cares? But nice try. Feed me, Seymour. Paraquat. Eat Aunt Becky's pussy for 3 hours or nah? Who's Aunt Becky? Do you know who Aunt Becky is? Dude, has anyone ever eaten pussy for 3 hours, regardless of who it is? Nah, I say nah, just based on the fact that it's an ant. She's an ant. Paletta. Why did he leave a supportive comment on Daryl Angel's Instagram post regarding the domestic violence? Daryl did not own up to his actions, never seriously apologized, and blamed being a younger brother and other bullshit. Never once did he say, "I'm sorry." Not even to the women he physically abused. Seems like he was more sad that his career had fallen apart. I don't know what Daryl did or didn't do. I saw a post that said he was sorry and dealing with anger management and being sober. And I believe my comment was, it's never too late to be a better person or something like that. I'm not sure how encouraging someone to be a better person after they're kind of confessing to doing shitty things. Why trying to find like lameness in an encouraging statement? That's corny, dude. And good on Daryl for trying too and putting that out there. That was probably not easy to do. Botef done. Lance Dawes said some interesting stuff in his Chromeball recently about how culture used to be something we had no choice but to imagine and try to piece together. But the advent of the internet changed that. Do you think that skateboarding is still a mythology? Was it ever to you? Fuck you too. And in the neck. What the hell? Jesus. So angry. What did I ever do to you, Bodef Dunn? I don't think mythology. What the hell does he mean? Like mysterious? I don't know. I don't think skateboarding's a mythology, and I never really thought that. I think there was mysterious elements to certain pros or brands, which was cool, but I don't even understand the question. But I think it's a mythology, nor did I ever. H-Town legend. If there was some sort of food all over my body and you had to lick it off me or you get killed, what food would you want it to be? Dude, that's not even like a difficult, like, it could be multiple foods. French fries, sushi, chocolate. Fucking what else? A cheese board. Put a cheese board on your body and I'll eat a whole cheese board off it. Same dude, H-Town legend. Do you have any weird fetishes you would like to employ on Erica Yeri? No. Erica's like pretty and cool. We never had like a sexual romantic vibe. I also don't have any weird fetishes. Like, I'm pretty boring, I think. Or would you rather employ those fetishes on Austin Gillette? Yeah, I mean, he did talk about the ball koozie that time. I've always been curious about the ball koozie, like in a real life situation. Benny Hanna, tell me a secret you've never told anybody. I'm heterosexual. Don't tell anyone though. Can I get a box of candles? Sure, why not? Squid, what is your phone number? 646-926-6614. Sneaky secrets. Can you print this out and get him to highlight the parts that are true? Give me a minute to scan this highly complex diagram. Nick Dompier's buttocks. That's true. New company with a question mark. Yeah, there's a lot of those. I don't know. I can't make anything out of this. Jeremy Rogers with an arrow pointing to magnums. Dude, I don't even have that big of a dick and like I fit in a magnum. Like, I tried it once and I was like, let me see how bad this is gonna be. And it fit fine. And I don't have a huge dick. Did you ever try a magnum on? I would love to know if anybody else in there who doesn't have a huge dick has tried magnums on and been like, yeah, I'm surprised I fit in this. I was stoked, but double Steve Burger. Would you rather pee out a marble or poop out a softball? Dude, that's tough. What's more flexible, the urethra or the butthole? It seems like the marble would be easier, but fuck, I don't know. I've never had to deal with any gnarly foreign objects or like problems with either of those exhausts, like exit pathways. Like no kidney stones, knock on wood, no kidney stones or anything like that. Gay imp sausage metal. What's Richie's beard smell like? Does Richie have a beard? He has a mustache. I don't have to answer that then. I didn't smell anything, but I think what's funny, if you watch that clip, I lick my lips before I kiss him. And I'm fixated on that detail that I did that. But I guess like naturally a lot of people just lick their lips instinctively before you kiss someone, right? Maybe I didn't want to stick together. Yeah, that Richie kiss was fun. I'm not bummed at that at all. I would do it again. After Black Ender, considering the popularity of skate podcasts right now, Nine Club, The Bunt, Have there been any decisions to bring back Weekend Buzz? I was a huge fan of the series and will often go back to watch all the episodes. That's cool, thanks. YouTube seems the best outlet, but perhaps not through Ride Channel, given their marked decline. Is it market or mark? In content and popularity, maybe Transworld. Dude, Transworld just like went out of business. What kind of question? Where you been, dude? I would love to do Weekend Buzz again. That was so fun. I just think like its time has passed. I'm doing this new show thing. We'll see how it goes. I'm glad people liked Weekend Buzz. I'm glad people still watch it. Like, that's really cool. I think maybe we did sort of normalize a format for some of the other... I certainly didn't invent the format of Weekend Buzz, but I think maybe we sort of normalized the format and now other people use it. People like sitting around having a drink, casual conversation. And that's cool too, like seeing that that's become a thing. And I'm always thankful when people shout out Weekend Buzz. It means a lot to me. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just better to do something new than to bring it back, because it'll never be. Nothing's ever as good when you bring it back. Like nothing. The only thing that ever came back that did it good was Guy Mariano. Like in the history of skateboarding, and that's not a diss on anyone, but I feel like that's the only actual comeback in skateboarding, like true comeback. Twist. Can you do a kickflip? Yeah, I can. But if I'm straight out of the car or something, I need like 4 or 5 tries. I do that. You know when you fucking air kick and like ollie north like a dude. I'm the king of that. Like I need like 2 to 4 tries and I'll get that kickflip. But I can kickflip and switch flip and ollie flip. No nickname. What was the last deck you actually bought, non-Broflow? And describe your truck setup in detail for Rob. Hope that's okay, Rob. Who's Rob? Dude, I read this last night and was racking my brain. I got sponsored by a shop in like 1993 or 94. So the last time I paid for boards, I was paying like cost. And the last board I can even like remotely remember buying was either like an original anti-hero board with like the early boards with like the sketches of like city streets. I think Chris Johannesson did the art, like one of the earliest series of anti-hero boards, or like a Chris Sen. I had a Chris Sen adrenaline board one time with like a cockfight on it, like Roosters. Everything goes back to cock with me. It's even unintentionally. But I remember I learned nollie backside flips on that board. I was at Astor Place, and Rodney Torres came up to me and he was like, "That was a sick trick." And I was like, riding a fucking adrenaline board at Astor Place. I was like all happy. So yeah, but I haven't bought a boards. Well, hold on. I bought some Johnny Romano boards. No, I didn't buy those. I was already getting like shit from a shop. I bought like Johnny Romano and those Nate boards that Deluxe did. Like I've bought boards like that. Cuban Links. If you've really talked about tying up kids and raping them with a screwdriver. Ugh, this again. What the hell was the other story Chase refused to touch on? Dude, I don't remember. I think it had to do with like ex-girlfriends and shit like that. It wasn't... I don't know. I don't know what happened that day. It was crazy. Craig Lutzka. Dude, even his like signature photos, Lutzka. That's... Damn, you like Lutzka. Erica ever fart on set? No, probably, unless it was like an SBD, like a silent but deadly. I mean, dude, 5 years in those chairs for like 2 to 3 hours a week, she had to have farted at least once. I mean, I don't have a recollection of me farting, but I'm sure I farted. Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah, but no one ever heard it or smelled it. How's that? Doom Station 55, did cigarette beer fuck your girlfriend? Oh, I handled this in another thread. Dude, my first girlfriend in California, 2005 or 6, was his ex-girlfriend. I didn't even know who he was until it all came out on Slap years later. But yeah, evidently they hooked up after they broke up while I was like kind of, maybe sort of in the beginning of seeing her, or I don't remember. It was lame. That fucking relationship was a disaster anyway. But yeah, he did. What do you want me to say? But yeah, there is a thread about that, where I actually I think I even talked to him like back and forth, but That actually just reminded me. Remember when Uyghur was Uyghur on Weekend Buzz, where his girlfriend fucked Kid Rock and came out came out of a hotel with him on TV? Dude, Uyghur is the best at telling stories. Oh, Kakumba. I just want to know where I can watch the Forest Pals question. I don't know. Google it. Search engine on Slap. Quote. Christopher Lamb quotes, "You have an app that tells you who unfollows you. What the fuck? Did you and Erica ever get over the pain of Jerry Sue's unfollow?" I don't even know if Jerry ever followed me. Probably not. Why would Jerry follow me? Stabmaster Arson repost the cigarette beer. Yeah, people really wanted the cigarette beer question. That's why I answered it. Big Skate Phase. Do you own most of the remaining pair of Dylan Reader Gravis Pro models? Here's my thing. I was thinking about this. I don't even know why I keep buying them. I think it's like a fucking OCD thing at this point because I'm trying to minimize and not collect shit. I only buy brand new Dylan Gravis from, or some of the other Gravis are cool, like the filters or whatever, from size 10 to 11. So like I don't just buy Gravis. I buy ones that I can wear. But dude, honestly, I'm so stupid. I don't know why I'm buying them. I should probably just get rid of them and turn them into liquid cash and just, I have like a whole closet full of them. It's so stupid. MC3, who was the worst guest on Weekend Buzz, or elaborate on Chase Guevar's screwdriver story? Chase Screwdriver story's out there. We did that. I don't need to talk about that anymore. I answered it. Barrett answered it. People answered it. Who's the worst guest? I don't believe in a worst guest because I just want people to be themselves. So like some people came at me like, Forrest was such a dick. And I was like, dude, that Forrest was just being Forrest. And it made for a really memorable episode. It's really tough. Like a couple people came in and didn't talk. Like Brockman didn't talk. Bennett was really quiet. And that's fine. Like, it's fine if you don't talk. I just don't know why you would come on an interview show if you're not going to talk. But no one is a worse guest. It's just hard when someone doesn't really want to talk or just gives one-word answers. And if that's their personality, then fine. I don't know why you would want to be interviewed. Get the strap. Is making candles a subliminal skateboard joke for wax? Dude, this is like, even if you're kidding, you've already like gone into that skate slap message board where everything's a conspiracy thing. Such conspiracy theories. Do you still think you're in the game because of the wax? Ever use your own candles to wax up a ledge? No, and no. I don't know if I'm in the game or not, but I still kind of work with skateboard brands. And, I've never used candles to wax up a ledge. Here's some nerdiness. The soy wax is too soft. Like it might work in a pinch, but I believe curb wax, like ledge wax, skate wax, is probably made from paraffin, and an even harder paraffin than like what paraffin candles are made out of. But don't buy paraffin candles because they're carcinogenic and they're made from petroleum. And you should buy my candles instead. And I honestly did give a fucking discount code for you guys on here before, and nobody bought anything, man. Lame. But you guys don't buy boards or shoes either, right? Surf Goth. What do you think about the current SJW movement in skateboarding? I read this last night or this morning. I thought about it. I think people have good intentions. I think the problem with the social justice thing is the delivery. Like, this is probably like a serious answer that's not fun, but why not? I think people have good intentions. They want to see good change in the world. But when you're delivering it over the internet or like at a protest, like everybody's like on the defense and ready to fucking fight. Also, everyone's a fucking hypocrite. So no matter what you're SJWing, like you're gonna be a hypocrite. Like if you're a vegan, like at some point you killed an animal for so, like there's no winning. So it's like whatever your point is, someone's gonna come back and call you a hypocrite or call you out. Like no one's ever not a hypocrite. So I think, you know what, we just all need better communication skills. The world would be a better place. Alan has a screenshot of me sending a selfie where I had way less gray hair. Friendly Dave. What is a rundown of how you did Weekend Buzz? Researching guests, filming, editing. Erica and Lee did a lot of guest booking. I booked a couple. The producers from the show booked a couple. Lee did a lot of research because he's been in the trenches for so long with filming and in the industry. I sort of obsessively researched, watched and read every interview with every guest all the way back to the 90s, every mag. I'm just a believer that if the audience is giving you their time, that they deserve something fresh and new, and asking the same questions over and over and not putting something new out into the world doesn't excite me. I don't think the guests want to be asked the same questions over and over. And I think it just creates a better product in the end. Filming, we had 2 filmers, 3 cameras. I think anyone who knows production probably watches the show and sees that. Editing, I didn't edit, but we had this guy Cameron who for most of the time, and Cameron was sick. Cameron made all the animations too, like the South Park animations and all the fucking funny shit, the B-roll shit. In the beginning, I was like micromanaging the editing, and it got annoying really. I was like, cut this out, move this, why'd you like leave me biting my nails in there? I got kicked out really quick, it just made too much work. I remember talking to Skateboarder right before they went out of business about doing like a 15 things you didn't know about Weekend Buzz. Remember they used to have that column? Oh, I wrote for Skateboarder too. And I wrote for Skateboarder when Aaron Meza was the editor, when it was like at its best, and that was something I was really proud of. The dude earlier asked me what magazines I wrote for. I was also pitching to Dave Carney and Big Brother like right before they went out of business. I was emailing back and forth pitching articles, and that would have been cool to even just get one thing in Big Brother. How high can you ollie? Dude, I could probably probably kickflip higher than I can ollie. The last time I snapped my ankle was ollieing like one of those oil drum trash cans on its side. It was on my birthday like 5 years ago or 6 years ago, and I've been like PTSD on ollies ever since that. That was rough. I was skating with Tim O'Connor at the Jersey City like roller rink. People know that spot, I think. I had to go to the fucking ER the night before a flight. They didn't have an air cast. They didn't have crutches. They had nothing. They were just like, I was like, can I get on a plane with this? They were like, said I needed crutches and an air cast, and they had none of it at the hospital. So I just took a bunch of fucking Advil and hope my ankle didn't explode on the plane. Dude, I'm so bad at ollieing. What does the industry really think about slap? I think that it's funny. Can be sucky sometimes. I don't know, the obvious. I don't think there's any big secret there. I think people love it and hate it depending on the day. Friendly Dave, I like all your questions. And finally, since Jeremy Rogers answered this when I asked him in the Palace questions, what is the best trick you've ever done naked? This is probably supposed to be a funny answer, right? Probably just getting laid. I've never skated naked. I'm not an exhibitionist. I never skated naked. Tell us the story about the worst slam you've taken. That one I just told you about was really bad. Like I fucking folded my ankle in half. And as I was rolling over, I looked up and I saw my ankle. Like I saw the bottom of my shoe. Like my ankle was just fucking bent. But I remember one time, I stopped skating aluminum bleachers because of this one. This is a memorable one. Like those aluminum bleachers that sometimes grind and sometimes don't. I was back 5-0ing the bottom bench over and over. I was wearing fucking shorts. This is the last time a lot of things happened. The last time I wore shorts, the last time I skated aluminum bleachers. And I went and I stuck and I fell. I had landed so many. I stuck and I fell. And my knee landed in broken glass. Don't ask me why I didn't move. And I got all this glass in my knee, and I think I probably should have gotten stitches. It didn't heal for so long. Like, I just remember I'd be sitting there driving and just looking at this like gash in my knee. And for months, dude, it was fucked up. That one sucked. I never got so gnarly that I like hit my head. You know what I mean? Like, I boarded some like 4 handrails in my life. I think the most stairs I ever ollied is like 8. I sucked at skating. I could do tricks, but I looked terrible. I was always in school and shit. I didn't want to break any bones because I needed to like finish college and grad school. I worked at a bagel shop. I couldn't show up with like any broken. One time I fell on my wrist. I was wearing a watch, and that shit was sore for months. Like I jammed it. These aren't even cool stories. Like these are like white people problems, white skater problems. Who would you like to see do a pals questions? I don't know, everybody. I don't know. Everyone's cool. Like, everyone's got funny, cool shit to say if you can like extract it from. Do you have a favorite skate memory? I've been thinking about this a lot lately because I think I'm writing something about it. I have a couple, but my favorite memories are honestly like 3 a.m. sitting in a parking lot in front of a 7-Eleven, like after you've skated all day with your friends and just drinking like a big gulp and like eating. Like that scene in the mid-90s where those dudes are at the courthouse and it's like the middle of the night. That scene was like really cool to me because it reminded me a lot of, it's not always being on the skateboard that's the memories. It's like sitting with your friends after the session for like fucking hours and you don't want to go home and it's like summer and you don't have school so you don't care. Like I like that shit. Dude, I talked about this maybe in a Weekend Buzz or something, but the New York City part of Eastern Exposure 3, Underachievers, so much of that was filmed in one day, and it just so happened that I drove Tim and Dan Wolf to the city that day, and we skated for probably 12 to 14 hours, and like all of that stuff, like Harold yelling about the bagel and Matt Field doing the wall rides at the banks, and like Huff and Ryan Hickey's line, like Huff ends a line with like a tray flip, something over a fire, like so much of that part was filmed in one day, and I just happened to be the dude that like, because Tim never had a license and Dan was always with Tim and they were filming that part. So much of that part was filmed in that day, and that was probably like my most memorable day of skateboarding ever. Like, and sometimes I think about it, I don't really deserve a lot of credit, but so much of that was filmed in that one day. Like, what if they didn't get a ride that day? I don't know. I mean, maybe they would have filmed it all another day, but that was really sick to witness. I just remember Huff, like, tour guiding us through every fucking nook and cranny of New York City till like Matt Field was with us, the Cardona. It was crazy. That was like a really amazing day. Have you ever shit your pants? No, I didn't shit my pants, but I have a story. I used to be I have a paper route before school, like 6th or 7th grade, maybe 5th grade. I was pretty young. I was like 10 years old. And I would get dressed in my Catholic school uniform, like green slacks and a tie. And on some days the papers were small enough for me to just carry. And I had like a 4-block paper route. And one day I had to shit so bad. I was probably like 10 years old. And I couldn't hold it in, so I like snuck into like some area of someone's backyard, pulled my pants down, took a shit. But then I had nothing to wipe with, so it was like messy, and I ended up like, I didn't have time to take a bath or anything before school, so I changed my underwear. I like hid the underwear somewhere far away from my home and my mom, and put on new underwear, but because I didn't shower, like there was some debris still. And the kids at school were like, "Did you shit your pants?" And I'm like, "No, I swear I didn't shit my pants." Like, technically I didn't shit my pants, but I don't know if it changed anything, but I didn't actually shit my pants. I just didn't wipe properly or bathe after this incident. But no, I've never shit my pants. Where's the weirdest place you've ever slept? Dude, I don't even know, man. I fell asleep on the platform of the vert ramp at skate park in Tampa once. Just in the middle of the day. It was back in the day we used to drive down to Tampa Pro, like in the late 90s. And nobody knew who I was. I was just Tim O'Connor's friend. And back then, I remember Brian Schaefer was like, "If you guys help clean up the park, you can like have a skate session." We would stay like the week after the contest and skate. I just remember being so tired one day, cleaning up the park, and then it was when the vert ramp was in the inside in the corner, and I just laid down on top of the vert ramp and fell asleep, and I woke up with like my arm like hanging over the coping. I almost had a heart attack. Like, thought I was like falling. That's pretty weird. Other than that, I don't think I've ever slept anywhere weird. I can't even. I'm too tall to sleep comfortably anywhere. I can't sleep on a fucking plane. Have I ever dropped in on a vert ramp? No. The closest I ever got was fucking what I just told you. Me and transition's my kryptonite. I'm terrible. Joseph Smith, what are the issues that Yankee Candle dandies face today? What is it? Is that just someone who likes Yankee candles? I don't know. Like I was saying before, if you want to invite a burning of carcinogenic wax into your home, cancer-causing ingredients floating through the air, then paraffin wax is the biggest issue that a Yankee Candle fan faces today. Sid Vicious. What happened to Weekend Buzz with Ellington, Mumford, and Trainwreck? P.S. I missed the buzz. Bring it back. I don't know what happened with that episode. I think maybe Ellington was going through some personal stuff and like asked us to take it down, and I don't know if it was when he was like sobering up or something, but we've had situations where we always want to like help out the homies. We don't want to leave something up that's gonna like be bad for them, so we've taken a couple down. Ellington's fucking sick. I love that new shoe brand. But another thing with that day, they showed up and asked if they could smoke like cigarettes, and this was like early on, and I was just like, yeah. And then I got in fucking trouble for letting them smoke in the studio. I guess it's pretty stupid that I just said yes, but I didn't want to like. I had 3 banging guests. I had Trainwreck. Like no one had seen Trainwreck for years. I was like stoked to have Ellington. Like the whole thing was sick. It was the first time we had 3 people. And I just felt weird saying no. I just wanted everyone to be happy, so I said yes, and then we got in trouble. Maybe that's why it's gone. I don't know. Fuck. What's on the other side of the shore? What does that mean? Is this a flat earth thing? I don't even know. What does that mean? Can you translate that? I don't know. I stare out into the ocean every day here in Laguna Beach. I don't see anything. Concerned parent. Best Erica Yeri story involving beer. I don't know. I don't really have any. But maybe Neen, like maybe when Neen got drunk and was hitting on her, like that was super funny. But I don't know if that's the kind of answer you want. Bad meaning good. Ellington's hazing of Mumford had been stitched. Yeah, that was actually really funny. When the shows came down, I never really like. It wasn't ever my decision. It was the channel, and they had their reasons, and that's fine. But a lot of times when certain things came down, like the one with Daniel Castillo and Yoon, I think that one came down. Dude, I remember being so bummed. At the time, it was almost like in Howard Stern Private Parts, there's some weird rule where Yoon was talking about like having sex with some girl on a dance floor in a club, but the way he worded it, like he said like, he just worded it in a way that he like mentioned penetration or something, and it was one of those weird things that couldn't get through. Like it just couldn't be proved for YouTube or something. Like it wasn't even a real, like there's nothing even crazy that happened on that one. I've asked many times for episodes to be put back up, but it's nothing against Ride Channel either. They've got rules. And what do you think about alt-right dweebs on the internet? Dude, I don't know, man. Who am I to talk about any of that shit? I try to not talk about shit I don't know about and I don't pay a lot of attention to fucking politics and all this shit going on. It just stresses me out. The squid. If you regret it too bad, you're fucking doing it and you're going to look good. Oh, you're going to look stoked, damn it. I don't know, do I look stoked? I have resting bitch face. I am pretty stoked. I'm having fun. Tort Feezer. Who is the nicest person in skateboarding? Dude, there's so many nice people. Like people that are like insanely nice and you're just like, how are you so nice? And even though I try to be nice, like they're so much nicer than me, and I marvel at their niceness. Who's nice? I don't know. There's so many nice people. Like Lutzka. Like I saw a picture of Lutzka. He's like super nice. Fucking, I don't know. Jeremy Ray is super nice. So the McClungs are super nice. Like they're fucking. I don't know. Everybody's cool. I don't know. Has there been a negative comment you read about yourself or your work that was so funny you couldn't even be mad? I don't get mad. Can't think of a comment where I have been mad, to be honest. I had my share of being treated so shitty in grade school that like things on the internet, like I don't think think anything any comments rival like getting beat up and spit on or having my fucking pants pulled down during like a school assembly in front of like there's so much shit that's happened to me like on the like bully tip that or even just like practical joke tip that like internet comment. But I'm 43. I'm numb to that shit. All right, hate. I've talked to this guy before. He's an administrator. Is that like a big deal? While I don't think you'll ever replace Dylan, are there any other current young skaters you're fetishizing? No. That's such a funny question. No. Dylan was the one. And we already discussed this. I don't have any fetishes. Fucking weirdos. Chill with that shit. Other than the ollie, what's the trick you'll never lose? Dude, that's what I was saying earlier. I pretty much can barely ollie, but I can do like flip tricks. It's really weird. I was always able to like 50-50 something higher than I could ollie. Is that like a normal thing? Like backside 50-50 is like I could get up really high, but like an actual ollie. Yeah, I was never that good at ollieing actually. You always seemed in control, but was there a weekend buzz where you maybe got close to having too much to drink for the interview? Nah. There's times I wanted to drink more. Or times where maybe I got close, like 3 or 4 beers or like a couple beers and a shot with whoever was there, but no, I needed to steer the ship. And I didn't mind everyone else letting loose and I was a designated driver. Plus I had to drive home, and I have gotten a DUI before and way long ago, but I don't want to ever fuck with that again. And don't drink and drive. Use Uber. Shit costs like $15,000, and that's like if you don't fucking hurt anyone or ruin your car. Monkey McPot, how many cups of tea do you drink daily? Minimum 3, could get up to like 7 or 8 or 9. Green tea usually. Most awkward place Bardot has pooped in public. So far, she's only 8 months, so things haven't gotten too weird, but it's just weird like walking in the middle of the street and then like she'll just stop like on the sidewalk in downtown Laguna and like people are watching me get out the little baggie. It's just embarrassing because I'm like 6'4". She's this little tiny Frenchie taking a shit in the middle of the sidewalk in Laguna, like in front of some fancy store. I don't know. I'm sure it's pretty normal and no one cares, but it just feels weird waiting for your dog to shit on a public sidewalk while people are walking by. Favorite Dylan shoe you own? Classics. I mean, this is like the best shoe, like the sickest, most famous shoe ever done. What, this and the D3 are probably the most famous skate shoes. I wear that to like weddings, New Year's Eve. This is my official New Year's Eve shoe. I think I own it. I'm not sure. The wax filters, the blue wax filters are like my other favorite shoe. It's not a Dylan. I know I have the black ones. I might have the blue ones, but I don't know. The blue wax filters are sick. I might have the blue wax Dylan mid. But still, that's not the wax. The blue wax filter, I think, is my favorite skate shoe that was ever made. Best Heath story when you guys worked at Soltec. So Heath sat like my cubicle and his cubicle. We were like facing each other. There was like a partition between us. I don't have like great Heath stories. It's just that he's so low key and mysterious that like when you do learn things about him that are even maybe normal, they seem funny or interesting. Like he loved cake pops from Starbucks, like that. He was fucking obsessed with this. Like sometimes I would like bring him one. So just hearing like stupid things, like he loved like Reese's peanut butter cups, or you would hear random stories about his trip. Like I remember when he booked the rafting trip down the Grand Canyon. He came in and he was like, we won the raffle to because I guess there's a raffle there were raffles to get like free trip or something. Like, so they signed up for this raffle and they won, and then they later found out that a lot of people win because it's in the off season and it's their way of like I guess, drumming up business in the off season. I don't know. So they ended up doing it in like super cold, unoptimal conditions. But I think that was always the point of everything Heath did with the we're really doing it. Is that what it's called? We're really doing it. Come here. Nothing was ever optimal. But I remember just hearing him booking those trips, being like he was gonna climb the mountain. But I don't have like an amazing Heath story. He would say shit to me, like he'd be like, "Do you know like so and so doesn't want to do your show?" And I'd be like, I forget who he said that about. He just straight up one day was like, "You know, that person doesn't want to be on Weekend Buzz," and I was like, "Yeah." I don't know who that was. It was somebody who you obviously would never go on Weekend Buzz. I was like, "Yeah, tell me something I don't know." I don't know who it was though. Maybe it was like Dill or Dylan. I don't even know. How many times have you been knocked out, and who in the industry deserves to be knocked out? I don't know if anybody deserves to be knocked out. I mean, anybody deserves to be knocked out if they're like talking shit or like starting a fight. Like it's like self-defense. But I don't think anyone actually deserves to be knocked out. I've been knocked out twice. This was going way back, even before like Fight Club. But we had what I'll call like a fight club it's the next question. We had like this fight club at the bagel shop, and like the bagel shop was crazy. This is a place I'm like writing a book about. I started it. I don't know if I'll ever fucking finish it, but everybody in this place was so gnarly, like in and out of jail, like coke, like just crazy. And I was this like little pristine, just out of Catholic school, like white boy, like no one belonged there less than me. But everybody was always like it was a stressful workplace, and people would fucking get pissed off. And at some point, somebody brought in like those safety boxing gloves and the padded ones, and we would have like during the day, if people would get vexed on one another, we'd like challenge each other to a fight. So there was this like fight club in the back of the bakery that went on for a while. And this one kid, I still see him sometimes when I go back to Jersey because he's a bartender. I was beefing with this one kid, and he was like, "We're gonna fight after work," and I was like, "Fine." He was like younger than me too, but I was so scrawny. He was like a bigger build, but he's like, "I'm gonna fucking kick your ass," and I was like, "Whatever." And I remember getting out there, and all the bakery guys are around me. Like everyone's like standing around, and it's on gravel, which is already sucky. And I just didn't want to hit him first because he was younger than me by like 5 years. And he just fucking socked me right in the face. Like, I don't remember anything. I just like, my legs went out and I was on the ground. And a couple of seconds later, I stood up and I was like, rah! Like I felt so like embarrassed that I got knocked out that I just fucking was like windmilling and going ape shit. And he like, I'm not a fucking fighter. And he was like backed into a corner, and like I just had him like in this corner, like not making any good contact whatsoever, but just fucking. And they called the fight, so I guess I won. But I had him like swarmed into a corner, like fighting like a girl. Probably I'm not a fighter. And then I got knocked out. Dude, I don't even know if this venue still exists. I saw Rage Against the Machine and Quicksand at Irving Plaza in New York City. So whenever Quicksand put out their second album, it was Rage's first album. It was a small show. And dude, Quicksand came out as the opener. They opened with my favorite song, and I like was in the pit. What is it? Do they still call it the pit? And I just caught a stray hand to the temple. Like I just was like out cold, and all I remember is like my girlfriend at the time and a bunch of, cause like back then slam dancing was, although it was aggressive, it was friendly. Like people looked out for you. If you fell, they like. It was like a thing, I don't know. So just saw all these people like staring, and it was still the same song. Like it was only a matter of seconds, but being knocked out's weird. Like it doesn't hurt. You just don't remember anything. It's like the blackout on the handrails or whatever, right? When you do a trick and you black out. Warm up zone. Any good Newburgh skate park stories? That place was so much fun, dude. That's awesome that someone on here skated at Newburgh. the stories are like, there would be fucking raves there on the weekend so they could get like more money. Like they had raves there in between skate sessions, and you would come in on a Monday morning after like a weekend rave, and there would be baby powder all over, like a fucking roller rink type floor, dude. You might as well have been on ice. So we would like mop up, or sometimes Newburgh was like 90 minutes from where we lived, so I would pick up Tim and Poncho, like that was half hour, then like drive to Newburgh another hour and a half, and we would get there and it would be so cold because it was upstate New York, like the electricity wouldn't go on, the lights wouldn't work, or no one would be there sometimes. But man, like I just used to see like so many people came through there. I bought a board from Dill, a Plan B board from Dill there for $20, like back in the day when there was like a contest. Greco used to skate there with Tim Upson. When he was little, I saw Greco like just like a BMXer got in his way and he just shot his board into the spokes, and like the BMXer, Greco was like so little, and the BMXer tried to pry him. Greco did not give a fuck. He's like, fuck you, you're gonna do this, I'm gonna fucking hit your spokes, like fuck you. And it was sick. Like we didn't even know who Greco, only thing we knew about Greco was he had that line in the Spitfire video about the saltine crackers. So we were like, that's the saltine kid. But man, that was the first time I ever saw Gino and Keenan was there. Like those pro contests that are in like Forum 1, number 2 or 3, like that was like amazing. The first contest I ever entered was Newburgh. I don't know how I did. I probably did fucking horrible. Saw Wade Spire skating there. Like Coco Santiago. The first time pros ever yelled at me was at Newburgh. Like one time, I guess I cut off Ricky Ayola and he was like, you fucking bitch. Like he yelled at me. I was like, damn, Ricky. That dude yelled at me. He was so bummed at me. And then one time I was standing at the bottom of this bowl corner. I don't even know if these stories are cool. Like maybe they don't mean anything. Like I was standing at the bottom of this bowl corner and Coco Santiago was there. And I guess I was just in the fucking way and didn't know it. And I just remember like him dropping in and like I just got like pummeled from behind. Like I think he probably wanted to run me over. Maybe I was in the way too many times. I would like didn't even know how to like skate a skate park back then. I think I probably deserved it, or he did it on purpose to get me out of the way, but that dude fucking steamrollered over me. I remember seeing Matt Reasons and Clyde skating there, like when they were on Acme, and I just remember them skating around that place fucking ripping. Like, I didn't know who either of them were, and they were on Acme. That was sick. But yeah, all the first pros I saw were at like demos in Jersey, and then at Newburgh, basically. Also, bring back Weekend Buzz as a podcast or something. I know there are a lot of other podcasts out there, and say what you will about Brink, but those were definitely the most researched interviews in skateboarding. Wow, I really appreciate that. Thank you. I tried really hard and put a lot of work into that, so thank you. I don't know how people are going to feel about this new thing I'm doing. It's not as like core skate as Weekend Buzz was, for lack of a better term, but yeah, I'll try my best. If there's somebody out there that wants me to do a podcast that like in the fucking skate media, like I'm down to do it. I'm just not into self-publishing. I want someone to want me to do it, you know, with them, for them. Like I don't really just want to put my own thing out there. Maybe I have validation issues, like I need the cosign or whatever, but it's just nicer to know that someone else wants your work. No offense to anyone, because a lot of good stuff has come out of self-publishing and putting your own shit out there, but I just came up in an old school, like, writer journalism, like, going to school and, like, getting my degree in that stuff, and, like, the process of getting, like, pitching an idea and getting published and getting it funded and getting it paid for, so you know that there's value to it. Like, I'm just not a self-publisher, really, I don't think. But I'd love to do another show. I guess I am doing one, but... Hercules Rockefeller. I've seen this name before. What do you think about camels being used as skateway? I mean, yeah, fucking use them. Do people think like that's like offensive or like a blasphemy or something? That like, dude, I'm a skater. Like, wax the fucking, break in the curb or break in the ledge or wax your truck. Like, go for it, dude. My shit's just a little expensive to buy for skate wax. Who do you miss weekend buzzing with more, Yeri or Lee? Oh man, people are gonna think that I'm like full of shit with this, but both. Like, Lee, I kind of miss Lee's abuse, and me and Lee had a cool dynamic because we could, Lee's knowledge and my knowledge of like skate nerdiness, we could bounce off one another and the guests really differently. And Erica brought a rad dynamic. You know, I purposely brought Erica on in the beginning because I thought a female host would be awesome. Like, so Erica brought this cool dynamic of, she was always friends with everybody and really social, and everybody knew her and felt comfortable around her, and I love the dynamic of having a female co-host, and it was just so, it's still different. Like, no one, is there a female podcast co-host in skateboarding yet? Yeah, I just love that it created a different dynamic. So, and Erica and I were friends, and I don't know, I miss both of it. Like, when Erica left, there were times where I was like, hey, come on the show, or like, do you want to fill in? Or it just never worked out. But I miss them both. They were fun. I miss the dudes, the filmers and the producers and the editors too. Like, I was there every week for 5 years. It's fun. That studio's, I was in there the other day. The studio's Tony Hawk's office now. He like moved his office up to our old studio. I was like, wow, that's cool. Also, when is the next 1888 event in the circle? We're due for Pizza Press or something, dude. Oh, I was talking to you a couple months ago, this guy. We're hoping to do them once a month, but it's still new, and dude, it's fucking tax season right now, and I'm busy. I have a couple guests in mind. I have a guest who's, in my opinion, pretty heavy that I've never interviewed that said yes a year ago when we started planning this, so hopefully within the next month or month and a half. But if you follow me on Instagram, I'm sure you'll find out, and it would be awesome if you showed up. And I had Pizza Press after the last one, and I will go back. Chris Gentrify. That name's awesome. Can you still cap flip? Fuck no. I was playing a game of skate recently against my friend Josh Freeberg, and I like tried to Hail Mary one, and it was probably the like most pathetic, like, dude, seeing a 43-year-old giraffe looking dude trying to cab flip 10 years after he learned them. I cannot. I think if I put enough effort in, I could relearn them, but is the idea that Tim O'Connor is funny a vast right-wing conspiracy? I don't know. He's funny sometimes. Like, everybody's funny sometimes and not funny other times. I don't know. Tim's fun. Dude, we grew up just laughing. Like, Tim was amazing on a skateboard, but I think we all looked up to him and loved hanging out with him because he was funny. We used to call him Sideshow Tim. Cause like, and anybody who spent time with Tim knows there's like always some fucking sideshow going on with him. Love that guy. Oh, in my career. How much would it cost for you to shave your head? Dude, I don't know, man. I might be one of the few people in skateboarding that's never clippered his hair. I think I'm just too vain or something. But I would shave it. If I start losing more hair, I will shave it. Like, I'm not going to do that thing where I try to hang on. Yeah, I don't want like a Phil Collins or like a Jude Law. Like, I would definitely clipper it. I just would probably look really fucking weird bald, dude. I'm so lucky that at 43 years old I have as much hair as I have. I mean, some of it's gone, but man, I'm fucking blessed. Hopefully science comes along, and I think you can do that PRP for hair loss now, where they take your blood and they spin the plasma thing and put it back in. What's a better name? Steez Ortiz or Steezus Christ? And who would you hire? I don't know. Those names are pretty amazing. Steezus Christ is just like, that is like you just like made your name like Jesus Christ. Like, that's fucking bold. Like, that's kind of sick. I remember. I think I met Dwayne like years ago working for Etnies when Malta got on. We did a bunch of like Kansas City events and trips, and I think I probably met him back then. But Jesus Christ, that name's fucking awesome. Is Steez Ortiz, like, does Chaz call himself that, or was that a nickname? Oh, he named himself that? I mean, whatever, dude. Who cares? You can be whatever you want on social media now. You just like say what you are. Some people say they're writers, some people are photographers, some people are models. Why not? Like, making up a nickname isn't nearly as bad as claiming to have some talent or career you don't actually have. Who would I hire? Well, dude, they're both like, I mean, Chaz Ortiz is an amazing skateboarder. What would I be hiring him for? I don't know. I'd hire both of them. They're both fucking cool dudes. Does Israel need more diversity? Dude, I don't know. And dude, I gotta stay away from this. I don't know anything about Israel. But diversity is strength, right? Sure. Adam Abbas. What are your thoughts on Scott Bourne's literary aspirations? Dude, I think it's crazy to write on a fucking typewriter. Like, he types on a typewriter. Like, you're like, that's maddening. But I think I love that anybody would even try to write, because it seems like that's like a dying thing now. People are doing photography and art and podcasting, but like writing doesn't seem to be something people are dying to do. Is guilt the other side of compassion? I don't know, is it? You tell me. It sounds like a personal question. Do you feel like you've devoted yourself to an industry that you shouldn't have? No. But I do want to do more. I like doing stuff outside the industry. I like doing stuff that straddles between inside the like core endemic skate industry, and like, I think that's a little more what my new show is about. But no, I don't feel any regret. I devoted myself to the one thing I love the most, and it fucking, by some miracle, worked and pays the bills. So it opened up other opportunities. So no. Are older legendary pros digging themselves into corny graves with social media? Dude, social media is crazy. Like, I always say this, you know how people like board an airplane? Like, people who are kind of normal, they're kind of smart, they get along in the world, but boarding an airplane, they turn into like fucking idiots. And you're just like, how can you not walk and just put your luggage in the compartment and like find, like, there's certain things that turn people into like morons. And sometimes social media, dude, turns people, like, people do crazy shit. Like, remember like Kathy Griffin and the like Trump, like, or like people will tweet things, it's like career ruining things. Like, I think everyone just needs to like hold back on the impulse a little bit, like the reaction. And I don't have any specific pros that I'm thinking of necessarily. I just think there's so many like corny things people do, or like, I don't know, people seem to like lose their mind on social media. What's your history with Stoya like? Do you think she should have been more involved with skateboarding? I don't. I think she should have been as involved as she wanted to be. She worked at a skate shop for a little bit. My history with her, I just reached out to her way back in the day on like MySpace or something. And we were doing Already Been Done. Josh and I started Already Been Done, the online mag that lasted for like a year and a half. And I thought she would be really cool to answer letters from the readers. And so she was intended to do that, and we never really got around to it. And I ended up just interviewing her as a way to like introduce it. And even, I don't even know if that ran. I think I put it in Gencom instead. But that's really the history. Like, every once in a while when I'm out east, we hang out. I grab a cup of tea or a bite to eat in the city with her. But she just put out a book and put out a real movie called AI Rising. And she did like a whole full-blown film. I don't know, check them out. Doing stuff beyond the adult film industry. But she's super cool. I like her. She's awesome. Halitosis. Who are some of your favorite writers in skateboarding currently? Nobody. Like, I can't think of anyone. Kyle Beachy's really talented. He's a really good writer. I'll still say this to this day. I can think of things I've read that are amazing, and currently I can't think of fucking anything. But that piece that Kyle wrote about Andrew Reynolds was really well done. And the piece that Bobby Hundreds wrote about skateboarding, like 5 or 6 years ago, it was like skateboarding versus streetwear or something. Like, that piece was fucking awesome. It was called It Is What It Isn't. And it was just awesome because it was really raw, and it was a pretty honest portrayal of how I think things have gone in skateboarding from someone who was sort of on the inside. But that was awesome. But I don't have any, I can't name a favorite writer. I still like go back sometimes and read the stuff Dave did for Already Been Done. And it is fucking so good. But yeah. If anybody like has recommendations who I should read, let me know. But everything I see, I'm not really that engulfed in. For the sake of skateboarding's oversaturated podcast sea to be boiled some, can you please find Captain and Casey and Ready's new show with them with your candle money? If only I had that much candle money. Yeah, it's funny. I think about how that show was such like a early on. It wasn't really like it was more of like a variety show that had like interview segments, but yeah, they did that talk show thing so long ago, way before me. If you bring a dog in a restaurant, you might as well be Hitler. Dude, I don't get this dog. Like, first off, if you don't like dogs, you might be kind of sketchy. Secondly, do you, like, how disgusting are humans? Like, when there's food poisoning and E. coli and shit, doesn't that come from, like, human shit? Like, people are, like, have you seen how disgusting humans are? Why aren't dogs allowed in restaurants? If you, like, I've seen so many fucking servers and bartenders who have beards where, like, the whole night they're touching their beards. And then they're, like, putting a lime in my... And I'm like... And people won't let my dog sit on the floor in the restaurant or even on a patio. Like, I would never bring my dog in a restaurant. But no, I don't bring my dog into restaurants, and I don't try to pull that service dog card thing because I think that's lame. Like, it's okay to, like, leave my dog at home to go to dinner. Like, I don't need to lie and claim to have a disability just so that my dog can sit next to me. I'm assuming Brink knows that's the easiest way to pick up girls. Yeah, I've never... I've probably missed opportunity. There's probably been that opportunity and I didn't even realize it. But yeah, Bardot gets a lot of attention. From girls and guys. Baron Samedi, wasn't there already a Brink? I don't know, was there? I feel like I answer questions a lot sometimes. Like, I get on a thread for a couple days and go for it. Snowman 600, who would fit well on Crooked? I don't know. I don't know. Whoever's on there already? Is this like, I'm supposed to like hypothesize who would be a good Crooked team rider? I don't know. Everyone who's on there fits well, don't they? If you had to get a Flip Sorry quote tattooed on you, what would it be? Was the Raleigh like, that felt fucking tasty, I'd like to try it again? I remember I used to laugh at that. So I'd say that felt fucking tasty, I'd like to try it again. Rick Kane, here's a question. Why does Brink think we care about what he thinks? I don't, I was asked to do this. Calm down, Rick Kane. We need a milkshake, Rick Kane. Alright, it's over. Gotta go. Say goodbye. Say goodbye.
Slack? Yeah, the guys who said I had the worst style of all time? Yeah, fuck Slack.